Stock of the day, though, has got to be Gold Resources. Just has tanked on the market today. Lowered its gold production forecast for its Gruyere project. The reliability of production drills and blasting resources were below expectations. Significant rain also a factor. The company expects its cost guidance for the year to be impacted as well. Ben, this is the problem with mining stocks, isn't it?
You stole my opening sentence.
Well, I'm throwing it back out at you because you always tell me this. It's not as easy as just digging dirt out of the ground.
No, there's so many moving parts in mines. But when you go and visit the mines, you realise just how complicated. It's actually amazing that I think a lot of companies are able to hit guidance because there's so many things that can change after they give it. But look, I'm not. I would start by saying I'm not a gold bull. I'd probably be a gold bear if anything, and so for that reason, I'd probably avoid Gold Road. I think it is one of the higher quality producers.
Yeah, it's a favourite of so many here on the calls panel that are into resource stocks. Gold Road is a bit of a darling. Yeah,
it's got a good management team. I think they're well run, and I get the gold is still in the ground, and that's the thing. It's these sort of days you have to take when you invest in mining stocks. Heavy rain events and various production issues are par for the course. If you like Gold Road, it's probably a buying opportunity, I would say, if you're bullish on gold.
Right.
Because I'm not, I would say it's maybe a hold after the pullback because the market will move on past this.
Right. But you regard it as one of the better gold stocks?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a few really high quality gold. If you're going for gold, you want to be in the management teams that have got a track record of executing well, good M&A, and most importantly, running mine sites efficiently.
Okay, so why aren't you a gold bull?
So
I'm old enough to remember every time there's inflation, gold goes through the roof. Still pretty high.
It's high here. It's not in America anymore. It's 4% now, and it's going to be less than 3% next month.
Right.
So the US as well.
Yeah, but the gold price has held up.
It's held up.
It's still above 1900, isn't it?
It is. But inflation, it's not perfect, but it is receding across the world, and it will continue to do so over the next 12 months. So I think if your onus for owning gold is inflation, I think you're looking in the rearview mirror.
Yeah.
I also think, like you've seen everywhere, if you look at the UK last night, which did print a nasty month, they're now talking about a 6% terminal rate in the UK, which was like they were expecting it to be 5% only a few months ago. So there's now real
6% in our parlance cash rate.
Cash rate, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's where they reckon interest rates will peak, and that means there is a real cost. Like if gold is a store of safety or a store of value, you can also now have potentially money in a bank account earning like in Australia, you can get a 5% term deposit rate now.
Yeah.
So there's a cost to holding gold,
yeah.
Which there wasn't a year ago.
Yeah.
So like with crypto or some of the other things we've seen. So that would be the other reason I'd be bearish on gold.
Okay. Grady?
Gold Road is one of our picks at Bell Potter, so we have a buy rating.
Yeah. Only a couple of weeks ago it came up and you were
it did.
About this.
Yeah. And I personally am invested in Gold Road. So the reason that obviously the bad is that they have downgraded guidance, but it's not actually that significant amount. So they're now projecting between 320 to 350,000 ounces per annum. But the previous guidance was 340 to 370, so it's not too significant. No. Normally you see a massive downgrade, and obviously the market's responding because this week we've had a lot of companies come out downgrading guidance, so the investors are so responsive to any downgrade in any form.
8% drop in share price just this morning.
It's a bit over the top.
That's low. Your guys say it's over the top.
It's excessive, absolutely. Okay. But as I was saying, investors are just so responsive to any downgrading guidance of any kind. So this week Best and Less tanked, but they had a big downgrading guidance, whereas then you have this kind of thing, they're saying, it's downgrade, and then they're just selling out, but it's not actually as bad as it looks. The thing we like about Gold Road is that naturally you have the significant rain event. Like, that's nothing wrong with the mine itself. That's nothing wrong with operations. There's nothing wrong with the board. It's simply Mother Nature, which affects ag chem stocks and other things like that as well. But what we love about this company is that they have their fingers in a lot of gold pies. It's not just this GOR project. They have a 19.99% stake in De Grey Mining, which has the Molina Gold project, so that's another one. And then they also have exploration in the Yamana gold region in WA. So they've got a lot on their plate. They're not just focused on this. They have money coming in from quite a few different areas, and the Molina Gold project as well. So at the same time, it's bad today, but the outlook is long term.
Are your analysts bulls on gold?
Yeah, we have ours, Allcorp and Gold Road are the two picks, but yes, bulls and gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you say buy on the weakness.
Buy on the weakness, absolutely.
Now, which sort of backs
what Ben said, yeah.
Yeah.
Ben's got a hold, but saying if you're a gold bull, like Bella, it's a good company and you buy it like that.
Absolutely, because Grady's right. Like, it was a small downgrade.
It's not that much.
We're talking like maybe 3 or 4% downgrade.
Yeah.
They could still hit guidance by the end of the year.
Yeah.
So obviously the psychology of the market, from what you're both saying, and analysts, is they're spooked by any downgrade at the moment. So if you're in a company that's a good company, okay, CSL's.
Yes.
Downgrade. Absolutely. What did it get down to? Low 270s or mid 270s?
High 270s.
High 270s.
Yeah.
Back into the mid 280s now.
Yeah.
I think at the time everyone was saying, hey, it's a good company.
Yeah.
Bit of a downgrade, but who cares? So,
everyone was saying buy in that day. It was the most sold off stock, and it took the market with it.
Lots of volume.
But at the same time, it's a leading global biotech company, and the only reason is the forex, which you can't really control. Like, as again, the same as this. Their management's good. They're growing. Their company's great. They've got the plasma division, so it's like there's nothing wrong with the company.
Yeah.
But Ben, don't get spooked by all downgrades.
No, I mean, I would say with CSL, I think it was a bit poorly handled. Like, it's not a good look when a new CEO comes in and gives a downgrade straight away, and it felt a bit un-CSL to me, if that made sense. They didn't handle that particularly well, because it wasn't just this year, it was the guidance for next year was quite a bit below market.
Yeah.
And that's because, they spoke about these lingering COVID issues, which have meant the costs of collecting plasma and blood is higher than the market's expecting, margins are lower. You sort of think they must have probably known that before the end of June. So personally, I was actually a bit disappointed by it. I thought kind of the reaction to me was a bit warranted.
On the new boss?
Maybe on the old boss.
Right.
Maybe he should have got that news out before he left and given the new CEO
that's a good point.
a fresh start.
That's a good point. All right.